good? What is up? New type of video today. We're doing the predictions for UFC Fight Night. Derrick versus Tallison Teixeira. Right? I'm going to go through the full card. I'm going to give my predictions and see who's going to win, in my opinion. If you do like this, leave a comment. Let us know that you like it. Let me actually know. Drop a little like. Tell a mate. Tell a friend. And let's get straight. Let's follow it off. Following on. Starting from Mike Davis versus Mitch Ramirez. Mike Davis, I think he fought in Saudi last time, or Abu Dhabi, got beat by Francis Ziam, who was actually a pretty good fighter. I don't think he'd fought for a while. No, his last fight before that was 2024, before the Ziam fight, at the start of 2024. Good wrestler, pretty good fighter. No, odds on, I don't know if odds are out. I'm not too sure. No odds here. And he's a pretty all-round good fighter. Alright on the feet, likes to grapple. And he's facing a debuting. No, not debuting. A fighter who's been on the Contender Series. Mitch Ramirez, who lost his last fight with Thiago Moises and was knocked out over a year ago in March 2024. Mitch Ramirez, he'll mix it up, you know. He likes to get a knockout. He's got 5 knockouts out of his 8 wins. He's also got some submissions. All a good fighter, trains at Syndicate MMA, good gym in Las Vegas. And he'll be a tough fight. This is a good matchup for both men. Both men need to win badly, to be honest. And I think Mike Davis will get this one done, to be honest. I think Davis has got a better chance. I could see a Davis submission, 30-27, 37, 30-27, 29-28, something like that. And I think he'll get the job done. Moving on, Kennedy Unzachukwu. This he's beat Carlos Alberg. He beat that fat guy not too long ago, Chris Barnett. Pretty sure. He's an alright fighter. He's pretty good. I think he's on a good win streak. Heavy hands. Used to be like heavyweight, moved up to heavyweight, and he's doing alright for himself at the minute. Pretty good. He won his last 2 fights, both in the first round by knockout. And he's got a tough matchup against Johnny Walker's brother, Walter Walker, who is, I think it's knee bar submission, a knee bar specialist. Loves a submission. In recent times, his last 2 wins come by submission. I think it's heel hook or knee bar, something like that. I think he beat the guy with the Louis Vuitton tattoos last time, right? Dontel Mays, I'm pretty sure that's who Mays is, has them tattoos. And this will be this is a good matchup again, a solid matchup. I think a win for either fighters really, you know, they could be fighting someone ranked next. Unless Kennedy is ranked, but I don't think he is. Oh no, it's his 17th there. Right, my bad. But yeah, this is a good matchup. I mean, you've got like the heavy hands of Kennedy and Nzechukwu, and you've got the grappling of Walter Walker. I think personally, I kind of want to say Kennedy and Nzechukwu, to be honest, but I wouldn't bet on this. I think it's either going to be Kennedy and Nzechukwu by knockout or decision, or Walter Walker submission or decision. I think it's a close fight, but I think Kennedy and Nzechukwu, just from, I feel like Walter Walker's very heavy based now around grappling and wanting to just submit you, but I feel like Kennedy and Nzechukwu can mix up, and I really like his boxing, and I think he will win this fight. Moving on, Chris Curtis versus Max Griffin. Chris Curtis, first time he was ever knocked out, I think, against Roman Kopylov in the last second of his fight. Just quite brutal from the referee. I think it was the first card of the year. I think 37 years old. Oh no, second time he was knocked out. He's got a lot of losses. He's only got 1 win in his last 5 fights. So Chris needs a win. He's fighting Max Griffin, been around for a while as well. Got submitted off Michael Chiesa last time I remember. 39 years old, past his prime, needs a win himself, losing a lot of fights. I think this is a good fight. Both like to stand, both want to box. I think Chris Curtis with that Philly shell, he's got that good style. Snappy jab, I think Chris will put on a good show. I think Max Griffin will struggle in this fight. I really do. I think if Chris can take the centre, dictate the pace, dictate the tempo, pop off the jab, follow his jab up with long rangey twos and maybe end combination with some hooks, I think he can do some real damage on Max Griffin. And I think he will win a comfortable 30-27 decision. And I think this will be a good fight for Chris Curtis. 1-on-1, he will succeed in. Next fight, the Aussie, Jake Matthews. Fought a UFC 312, I think. And won? Did he beat the guy who just got like slept in a minute off Terence McKinney? Slava Claus, was that something else? Let's have a look. Let me get this up. No, that's someone else. He did fight a 312. Someone beat Slava Claus. Maybe Tom Nolan or someone, I don't know. He's come off that win against the Argentine guy, yeah, Prado. Coming off a good performance, good solid win, clear win. You know, Jake Matthews is a good fighter, really is. And I think he has what it takes to maybe at his best fight just above the rankings or maybe get a top 15. I don't think he'll get top 15, but I don't know, he's a bit late in his career. He's been fighting for a while. Made his debut in 2012, so he's been fighting for a while. He's got a lot of experience. You know, 28 fights at 30. Well, almost 31. He's a good fighter. And I think he has a good chance against Chidi Njokuani, I think. He's 36. I don't think I've ever seen this guy fight. Oh shit! Oh, it's this guy who beat Ezekiel Dos Santos. I watched this fight. Yeah, I remember now. I remember who this guy is. That's a great win. Ezekiel Dos Santos. The Brazilian guy who got beat off Randy Brown as well. Ezekiel Dos Santos. Beating him by knockout is rare. You know, that is a really good win. Only the second time that Ezekiel has been knocked out. That's a great win. He's come off a great win. Jake Matthews, great fighter. These are some good, tough matchups for these people, for these fighters. And to be honest, I think with that win, I think he's 6'3". He's gonna have that nice little reach advantage, 8-inch reach advantage. That could be a real problem. But I just don't. I really want to go Jake Matthews. I think Jake Matthews is a more accomplished fighter. But the heavy hands of Njokuani. I'm gonna go Jake Matthews. I think he's better. He's more technical, and I think it's a split decision. I think he wins it in the third round. I can see Njokuani having a really good first round. Jake Matthews gonna make some reads, and then I can see a close second round. Matthews just coming out on top, and then I think Matthews. I think he'll show some grit. He'll show some determination. I think he'll clearly win the third, and I think he'll come down to the second round. And I think Jake Matthews can get this one done. Moving on. Fatima Klein versus Melissa Martinez. I don't have a fucking clue who these are, sorry. Oh, Fatima Klein, did she win by knockout actually? Did she just win by knockout? Minus 1500 favourite on ESPN. Did she just win by knockout against that Russian girl? See, I do know these fighters. Right, I think I do the cover was shit. It was like really bad, so that was a great one. Betting wise, I wouldn't have a clue. Martinez, I've never heard of her. It's going to be her third fight in the UFC. She's only fought twice. Oh my. The last 5 fights go from September 2018 to October 2024. I think Fatima Klein's going to walk through this. I wouldn't be surprised if Klein got a knockout in this. Or like a TKO, I should say. I mean, if you're fighting from 2018... then April 2019, December 2019, September 2022, and then October 2024. I don't think you've got much of a chance. I mean, you do, but I don't know. We've only fought in the UFC twice. Klein got a good win. Got beat off Jasmine Jazdjakuvius. How do you say that name? Jasmine Jazdjakuvius. I mean, but that's not a bad loss. I think Jasmine can go to the top in the UFC, especially in the women's rankings. So I think she's easily top 10 fighter. One of my favourite female fighters of last year, 2024. She was so active and she had a great year. So, I mean, Klein, I wouldn't feel too bad that being your only loss. That's a respectable loss. And I think Fatima Klein will get us done. The odds suggest it, but I wouldn't bet on it. There's no point. watch something else while this is on. Do something else. Another women's fight. Lauren Murphy versus Eduardo Moura. 41-year-old Murphy. Don't have a clue what this is. Big underdog, plus 450. Just 41 years old. She's last fought in 2023 January, coming off a loss to Jessica Andrade. Fought for the belt in September 2021. I didn't know that. I mean, she's been at the high end, but I think age just be catching up now. You know, more having to make more weight cuts. Just long days for Murphy, man. I don't know. I don't think she's got it in her. Eduardo Moura only one loss. Win last time out by decision. I mean, she's only had 3 fights in UFC, 4 if you count the Contender Series. So, I mean, there's a chance that Murphy shows her experience and gets through a gritty decision, but I think age is going to be a factor. And I think Mora's going to win this, probably by 30-27, just from pace and just pushing the pace, keeping up, and just being more scrappy, landing cleaner shots, performing better in this fight. Moving on. Nate the Train versus Morgan Charrier. Everyone had Morgan Charrier beat Nathaniel Wood. Haha, I didn't. I knew Nathaniel Wood, my fellow Englishman. Schooled Morgan Charrier, dropped in the first round. Really good win. However, Morgan Charrier, really good fighter. I mean, Nate the Train is a pretty good fighter as well, can't lie. He's got a lot of solid experience in his belt. He's 37, getting a bit older. Been in the UFC for a while, I believe. Yeah, about 5 years, half a decade in the UFC. He's fought some good opponents. He's beat Darren Elkins. He's beat David Onama. He lost to Dan Ige. Most recently fought in UFC 310, where he was beat by Doohoo Choi. I mean, Doohoo Choi put on a clinic that day. That was a great performance. And this is a really interesting matchup. I think Nate the Train, on his day, is an excellent fighter. But I think it's Charrier's time. I know Charrier has a lot of losses, but I think he's just a bit more faster. And I think that's what it'll come down to. Being a bit more snappy. He's got powerful hands, great kicks. But this is going to be a really fun fight. This could be fight of the night right here. I think this is going to be a scrappy fight. And I'm going to go Morgan Charrier round 3 KO. I think Nate the Train will first round. I think he'll go through him like a train. He'll win the first round, might mix in some wrestling. And then I think Charrier will just take over. And I think he'll get a late stoppage from Nate being tired, just almost gassing out. And I think that's what will get the job done here. I think Morgan Charrier will win this. He needs to win this, I think, as well, Charrier. He really needs to get on the win streak because, you know, he's 30 years old soon, I believe. I think he's around that age. Yeah, 30 this year. This is his time. If he wants to, you know, make a serious run, he's got to be now. He's come off a loss where many people thought he'd win. This is a big fight, and he needs a win. Charrier's the pick. Moving on to one of the Tougher brothers. Junior Tougher taking on Tuko Tokosis. We'll call him Tuko. So the Englishman versus the Aussie. But this fight, light heavyweight. Junior Tougher has strong hands, big hands. All wins come by knockout. Only been knocked out once. Last fought October 2024, coming off that KO win. Facing Tuko, I mean, I don't really know much about these guys, I've got to be honest. Tuko's on a 2-fight losing streak. Got good hands, likes to get a submission as well. He's got a few submission wins. Trains out to Kill Cliff. I don't really know. I think if I was going to be a bet, I would do like maybe the under 1.5. I think there could be a first round knockout fighter. I would want to go with the Brit Tuko, but I'm going to go with Tougher KO. You know, fast hands, heavy hands, and I think he'll get the job done. Moving on, Calvin Kattar versus Steve Garcia. Calvin Kattar at one point was a serious fighter. I think he's on a bad. I think he's on a 3-fight losing streak. Maybe not. But Calvin Kattar is someone who he's got very good boxing. He's on a 4-fight losing streak. Sorry, but it's a top opponent. You know, he's lost to Josh Emmett, Arnold Allen, Aljamain Sterling, Yusuf Zalal, who ran away from him for 15 minutes. sorry, sorry, sorry. He has got excellent boxing. In fact, Steve Garcia, who is a very good fighter himself, you know, strong hands again. He's on that KO run, 5-fight KO streak. Like, I mean, beat some good guys. Chase Hooper by KO. That's aging really nicely. Sung Woo Choi, nice win. Ezekiel Costa, very good win. That is aging excellently every single time he fights because Milky Costa is a brilliant fighter. And I think in this fight, I think this is Kattar's win. I mean, Steve Garcia might be on the good win streak, but Calvin Kattar needs this win. It is a drop-in opponent, and I think Kattar gets this done. I don't think he'll knock out Steve, because Steve's got a good chin. He's only been knocked out once in his career, back in 2022 June. So it's been over 3 years since he's been knocked out, and I think Kattar 29-28, 29-28, 30-27 decision, unanimous, and a good solid performance. Moving on. Holy shit. Oh my god. What is this? Let's get a zoom in. Vito Petrino versus Austin Lane. Oh my god. We have got the guy who had the worst year as a UFC fighter in 2024 in Vito Petrino, who lost to, oh my god, Lionheart, Anthony Smith, and Dustin Jacoby. He got submitted, I believe, guillotine by shoving his head into Anthony Smith's neck, and then getting absolutely flatlined in December. I think it was on the Colby card. Yeah, Covington vs Buckley. Getting absolutely slapped by Dustin Jacoby in the 3rd round. Like, snooze, clean knockout. He's fighting Austin Lane, I think former, like, I'm not into American football. I don't know if he played in the NFL, but I think he was like a former like college player. He was fucking pretty gnarly at football, dog. He was a linebacker, he was a quarterback, he had a gnarly throw, dog. And Austin Lane got absolutely wrecked by Pinto in his last fight, I believe. 2nd round knockout. Bro got slapped. I mean, if I was betting, I'd definitely just pick the under 1.5. This will be a fun fight. Someone's gonna get slapped. Austin Lane with 11 KOs in 13 fights, and Petrino with 7 KOs and 11 wins, 13 wins. Sorry for Austin Lane. 11 knockouts out of 13 wins. This fight, it's just two brawling heavyweights. I think anyone could win. It's a puncher's chance. I'd go probably just under 1.5. I mean, if I had to pick a fighter, I actually could not tell you. Both are shit of each other. I'd probably go Vito Petrino, just due to like age, 10 years younger. I mean, Austin Lane's gonna have probably more power being heavier, but I think Petrino should win this. Both guys, like, they're probably on like 12-12 show win, and they're both gonna lose like 3 years of quality life. Whoever loses, you know. But we're living in the moment. And that's all that matters, isn't it? Co-main event. A nice fight. Stephen Thompson fighting Gabriel Bonfim. I think this is the better brother out of Ismail and Gabriel, I think. And Wonderboy 842, excellent fighter. Great kicks, as we all know. Great distance management. Lovely spinning back kick. Just got knocked out of Joaquin Buckley in September on the Pereira Roundtree card. But you know, Gabriel Bonfim's not really fought a fight. I like Wonderboy. He's only got one loss. I don't have a clue what's against, so I'm gonna check. Wonderboy's big underdog, man. Plus 290 for Wonderboy. Oh, okay. Knocked out by Nicholas Dalby. I mean, if I had to pick, I'd probably go over the over 2.5 rounds. I personally believe I believe. I don't know. Betting wise, I'd go just the other tip and five as I already said. But I hope Wonderboy wins. But I don't. I think time's over. I think time catches up on everyone. Prime age now for Bonfim. If he beats Wonderboy, maybe top 15, top 13, 14 for him, maybe if a big win here. But then he's gonna have some tough fights ahead of himself. Really tough fights. And that's when we're gonna find out what Gabriel Bonfim's really about. He is a good fighter, and I do think he'll beat Wonderboy. I hope Wonderboy wins because I'm a Wonderboy fan. But we're about to find out. And I think it's such a close fight. I could maybe see a scorecard for Wonderboy. Maybe a robbery. I wouldn't be surprised if Bonfim gets a nod and he shouldn't. Anyways, we'll find out come Saturday. Official pick, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. The main event, young, rising Brazilian, wins on Contender Series by knockout, beats a blob, Justin Toffa, in the first round on UFC 312, beats him. UFC, I mean, they just love killing prospects this year. They just love it. You know, you've got Diego Lopez versus Gene Silva in September. Not really prospects anymore, a lot more established names. But one them is going to lose. If Diego Lopez loses that, you know, that's his 2 losses. That's going to be tough. But, you know, I mean, they just love burying prospects this year, man. Like, Tallison Teixeira's unproven. You know, I mean, if he wins here, it's huge. Undefeated heavyweight prospect. The heavyweight division needs new fighters. Derrick Lewis has not fought in a while. He's meant to have been fighting a lot of times, but I think he's had to pull out due to injury. Last fought in May 2024 on main event, I'm pretty sure, by knockout. Most knockouts in the UFC history, I believe. I mean, betting wise, it's got to be. I think this is fast. The under 1.5. I think this is first round done. I think I'm going to go with Derrick Lewis. I can't pick someone who is unproven. It doesn't make much sense. This isn't someone who's like, we don't know for that. This isn't like a Jacoby Smith. This is like these are heavyweights. It's sluggy. It's raggy. I mean, if either fighter catches you with chin, I think the other guy's out. But I don't know. I mean, I do. Come to think about it, I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna go Tallison Teixeira round 1 knockout. Betting wise, not betting on a fighter because I do think Derrick Lewis has a very, very good chance. Obviously, but I think Tallison Teixeira, it's his time now. Derrick Lewis is 40 now, hasn't fought in a while. Doesn't have any big future like prospect fights coming. So I would just go Tallison Teixeira round 1 knockout. So my pick is now Tallison Teixeira. But betting wise, I wouldn't pick a fight. I would just go for the under rounds, like an under 1.5. I think that's where the value's at because either fighter can win this. Heavyweight, anything can happen. So that is my predictions for UFC Fight Night. Derrick Lewis versus Tallison Teixeira. Comment your thoughts on these picks. Comment if you like this video idea. Comment more suggestions for video ideas. Should I live stream events? I might do. You know, I'm at home at the minute when I'm back at university, back in my university house. I'll definitely be doing more content. You know, I'm working a lot at the minute, working night shifts. It's shit. Let's do this. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, comment what you want to see. Comment if you agree with these picks. And if you've actually listened all the way at the end, I want you to comment. Nickname. Comment nickname if you stayed at the end. Nickname. If you stayed all the way at the end. Thank you. Goodbye. Have a great day.